Namaskar, everyone. Welcome to Sunday. My joy of living the human experience, amidst all its frailties, is that I can be centered in a place within me that is not human. That I can center in a place within me that is not human. That I can center in a space within me that has no change. I can center there and feel changeless being. Have you seen what happens in life? Change. It is said that the only thing constant in life is change. Change. Your body changes. Your thoughts change. Your emotions change. Your vitality changes. When something is continuously changing, can you ever call it real? Can you call that which is changing real? The body, when it moves through the aging process, from birth throughout the lifespan to death, which means dissolution. Would you consider the body to be real? A lot of us give so much importance to this, trying to make it as youthful as we can and to keep it in the constancy of youth. What happens? They show us pictures sometimes on the net with these persons and claiming to be 150 years old or 200 years old. Yes, but you look at them, totally emaciated. I don't know which one of us would like to live in that body. And I've seen people when they become aged and infirm, the body is no longer capable of normal functions. And I hear it's being said, I don't want to live in this body. I really don't. I want to go. Where are they going? Even if I don't know where they're going, I want to go. There is something innate in us that thinks that we are going somewhere. The body is not us. The body will never be us. And the crowning moment in my life is when I came into an awareness that fully, that I'm not the body. Because it was a growing awareness that I'm not the body. But when I came fully into that awareness that I'm not the body, I think I came into the natural soul consciousness. So living in the body is not our essential being. It's not our natural state of conscious being. No. Because the body continuously ages. Centered in soul being. And not just soul being, because you have to go beyond thought. Thought is a creation. It's a mental construct. It is the energy of the soul, prana, morphing into a thought. Thought is not you, because it's constantly changing too. Your ideas are constantly changing. Your perceptions are continuously changing. That can't be you. your thoughts, because it's a creation of yours. And same with emotions. Emotions follow thought. Thought is the superior one. It's where the ego exists. I think. I think. And you create all kinds of identities through that thought process. I am this, I am that. And it continues. When you get into the essential state of being that I speak about, how do you think thought will be? And how do you think the ego will be? The I. When you get into that essential state, the ego refuses to say anything more than I am, I exist. The ego gets into a state of awareness that is pure existence. I am, I exist. Not I am thought, not I am human, not I am the thinker. I am, I am, I am. This is what happened to me that eventful morning when my head burst open in this incredible experience of self-transformation. When I tried to repeat anything, mantra that I was repeating before, the I couldn't turn into a mantra. It was just, I am. I am. Beyond thought, I am. I am. I couldn't repeat a mantra anymore. So I came into the natural state of soul being. When we identify with anything except I am, when we go into that experience of self-identity that is beyond I am, we are in the illusion of change. We are in the Maya. And that's why I insist in the meditation to stay in the state of observer. I am. Not to get caught. Begin to simulate the state of enlightenment, which is just I am. Because you will get there. Because then you're repeating your correct name. I exist. Aham. Brahmasmi. That's what it means. I exist. But guess what happens in that state? When you are identified humanly, joy becomes a pleasure. Nervous system stimulation is joy. When you get into this center of changeless being, I exist, I am, there's a joy that is there, the essential joy of the soul, and that is called Ananda. That's not pleasure anymore, far beyond pleasure. But guess what happens? With the brain and nervous system, how does it respond to that state of Ananda? With what is called supersensuous pleasure. The brain opens up its ecstasy centers that when you move the prana in and out, you will actually feel pranic ecstasy. It's called samadhi. So the body gets a thrill from that state. Pleasure centers. Now people take drugs to feel a little bit of that. But this happens without drugs, without trying to artificially stimulate the center. Now, that essential consciousness with the breath will begin to stimulate everything. And when the breath stops, the head will be full of ecstasy. Full of ecstasy. I'll tell you a little bit of my mother. She's an incredible soul. I feel supremely blessed to have a mother who was not normal. And as closing chapter of her life came, she showed me even more that she wasn't. One day I longed to see my mother. And in the dream, because I had a dream experience of her, an astral experience, I met my stepfather in the dream. And I'm asking him, I thought you would be with my mother. Because he loved her dearly. But he said, no, he was in a beautiful space. But no. And then suddenly I came into another space, and there was my mother. She walked out of her room, as it were. And when I look at her, guess what I saw? I saw a head full of light. I couldn't identify her face, but I knew it was her. And I longed to hug her, and she consented. And I began to hug her. And I'm thinking, oh, mother, this will disappear because we are in this state. It's like a dream. This is going to disappear. And when I hugged, she allowed me to hug her for as long as I wish. And then I woke up. Who was my mother? She had a head full of light. That's a head full of light that I speak about. We have that. We need to aspire to that. The head will become full of light when you can become immersed in I am consciousness, not I am body. Far beyond the body you exist. So there's the thrill of ananda. There's a thrill of joy. And that superconscious state will create a thrill right through the body. The para ojas that Ayurveda speaks about, the nourishment from the heart, it's called para ojas. That quantum nourishment. That will nourish every cell in your body. And that's my thrill every day. In all the prana exercises that I do, Qigong, yoga, pranayama, it's a thrill in every cell of my body. And I've learned how to channel that energy into every cell of my body. Paramahamsa Yogananda did that. And when he left his body, you could see for over 20 days, that body remained. When you nourish every cell in your body, this is what happens. He taught the energization exercises. And he taught energizing the spinal column. Before I went to India in 1975, I spent a year preparing to go to India. I did his lessons, his first steps. It thoroughly made a difference to me, and I used to go to his center. I felt so much peace, so definitely his guidance was there throughout my life. Incredible yogi, Yogananda. So when we live in a body, we should try to fill it with light, with vitality, with prana. When you adopt a poor lifestyle, I watch and I pray for you. Because sometimes you listen to me, but you don't practice. So I pray for you. But I try to be the example to you every day with my own lifestyle. And I will continue to do that right through my life. I seek to be an example to humanity of the possibilities we have in the human experience. I absolutely love my body. With all its limitations, I absolutely love my body. And when you get into this changeless state, we call it deathless state. It's mrityunjaya. Mrityunjaya means victory over death. Mrityu is death. When you get into this changeless state, it's mrityunjaya. Don't you want that? It's accessible to you. It's accessible to you. Do you know why I love Master Jesus? Because he showed he was fully human and fully divine. Yogananda was the same. Fully human, fully divine. You know, there's a saying that the shortest sentence in the Bible is Jesus wept. He showed humanity. Jesus cursed the fig tree when it didn't have a fruit. Humanity. Jesus wept in the Garden of Gethsemane. Humanity, yet he was beyond. He was so beyond. And he said, be perfect, even as your Father in heaven is perfect. And then you know how we call Shiva? Mrityunjaya Mahadev. Why do you think we have this Murti of Shiva in our garden with a beautiful smile? He reminds us of our own Shiva nature. Mrityunjaya Mahadev. Mrityunjaya Mahadev. Mrityunjaya Mahadev. And I chant the Mahamrityunjaya mantra for you all the time because I absolutely love what it stands for. So you are deathless. You're immortal. You're a repository of bliss. Anandoham. Your essential nature is beyond form. It's light. I am. I exist. Seek to know who you are. Don't just be conditioned to believe that you are human. I'm only human. You know, sometimes it is said, people say, I'm just human. Or come back to the reality of the humanity. Don't live in the clouds. But we have the ability to live in the clouds and yet be fully human. Fully divine and fully human. Would we? Would we aspire to be that? Fully human, fully divine? Shed a tear, that's fine. Laugh, that's fine. Enjoy your food. Enjoy the pleasures, but don't be caught in it. That's being fully human. Seek the super sensuous pleasure that comes from the prana. Be fully human and fully divine. They go together. Those are the teachers whom I adore. The ones who show us how to divinize the body, spiritualize the life, and live fully. Those are the teachers I adore. And those are the teachers whose footsteps I walk in. So I hope that my talk today would be an inspiration to you. Have a blessed day, everyone. You are the architect of your destiny. Create the day how you want it to be. Even if outside is not agreeable, let your inside be. It's your world, your responsibility. Have a blessed day. Namaskar, everyone.